In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit your audio and import other audio into Audacity for your digital story. So the first thing you're going to want to do is once you have your audio, you're going to want to listen to it all the way through. This is something that a lot of people don't do. They start editing right away, and it really is helpful if you listen to it all the way through, maybe mark down the parts that you know that you flubbed up. Most people can't read a script all the way through without a little gaffe now and then. So don't worry if you messed up. You can always edit it, and that's what we're going to show you how to do right now. So the first thing we're going to do is open Audacity. And now remember, you would have listened to this piece all the way through at this point. Right now I'm going to import this audio, and I have this audio already separated out, so I'm going to put this unedited version in here. So let's take a look at one of the gaffes. Over here at about 2 minutes and 15 seconds, you can see that this is a pretty big section of audio. We're at 0 here and 2:45. We're looking at about 2:15. Now, to select little parts of this is very difficult because we're so zoomed out on this. We need to zoom in. Now, you can either use these little icons up here, this icon here, plus sign, will zoom you in. As you can see, I'm zooming in directly on top of where my cursor was. Or if you want to do it quicker, you can just press Command 2 on a Mac, Control 2 on a PC, and then hit the space bar.
And make the beat.
You can see that you're zoomed directly
It is remarkable how easily and insensibly we fall.
So he's got a piece here that he's messed up. You can see over here that he's fiddled around and messed up with it a little bit. So I'm just clicking here, left clicking and dragging, and you can see that as I drag, I go farther back in the timeline. So let's see what this sounds like.
At the end, he found that he sometimes succumbed to it himself. It is remarkable how easily and insensibly we fall into a particular route and make the beaten.
So he's messed up here a couple times. We know that he fixes it here at around 20. So what I did was left click and slide it over, and now all I have to do is hit the delete key. So I've hit the delete key. I'm going to actually slide my cursor over or my window over just a touch so we can see what this looks like. Now all that gaff is gone. Let's play what it sounds like now.
At the end, he found that he sometimes succumbed to it himself. It is remarkable how easily and insensibly we fall into a particular route.
So we've taken out that gaff. And you're going to be doing this with your audio. You're going to go through and fiddle around and take out each of the gaffes. Once your audio stream is complete, and I have an audio stream that has been edited. Now, you remember it was 2 minutes and 40 seconds long, 45 seconds long. I'm actually going to import the edited version, and you'll see that it went from 2 minutes and 40 seconds to about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So that'll tell you how much sometimes you have to take off of your audio file. So this is an edited audio file, but one of the things that I want to do is maybe add some music to it. I feel like this piece needs a little something. So I've found some music that I want to import, and it's here in this file, this folder. It's called The Parting. It's done by Kevin MacLeod. So now, as you can see here, I have my 1 minute and about almost 45 seconds worth of someone talking, and underneath we have this long piece by Kevin MacLeod that actually goes all the way out to 3 minutes. Now, if I were just to export this the way it is, there'd be a couple things wrong with it. The first is that the music would be very loud. So I'm moving my playhead. As you can see, I'm moving my playhead where I click. I'm actually going to move my playhead to about right here, and I'm going to play it for you so you can hear if the sound is actually going to distract from the voice.
Money is not required to buy one necessity of the soul. For all his determination.
So you can hear that doesn't sound good at all. The second thing is that once it ends, there would be almost 1 minute and 15 seconds worth of music left that would just play out, and there would be no images for it. So we need to work with this piece in order to make sure that the music plays correctly. So we're going to talk about two tools here. The first is the time shift tool, or the first is the envelope tool. Now the envelope tool, when I click it, you see these blue bars. And we talked about this in the first video, that the envelope tool will allow you to reduce the amplification of a piece. And as you can see, I can reduce it down nice and small, and that would, if I were to play it now, it wouldn't overpower his vocals. But there's a possibility that I wouldn't just want it to be the audio to be down all the way through the entire piece. Instead, maybe what I want is for the audio to be quiet while he's talking, but once he's done talking or before he starts, it's going to be a little louder. So the first thing I'm going to do, instead of using this envelope tool, I'm going to use this time shift tool. And what I'd like is to have a little piece of this song start before he starts speaking. So I'm going to move my piece over. All I'm doing is left clicking and sliding. And we're going to let it play for about 5 seconds beforehand. We're also going to take this piece down here, and we're not going to start it right at the beginning of this piece. Instead, we're going to slide it over. We're going to slide this piece all the way over here so that when it starts, it's going to start with this piece here. It's going to be a little farther into the music. So let's hear what that sounds like before we get started.
And let us not forget Henry David Thoreau.
So it sounds good, except for there's a problem with the amplitude. So let's go back to the time shift tool. Now that we have it set how we like, we still get these two blue bars. Now, I know I want it to sound loud all the way up until the music starts. So I'm going to click and put one dot right where the music starts. I want it to stay the same from here to here. So I put a dot there saying now is when I want it to start changing. So I want it to start changing pretty quickly. I might even make the dot just a little before. Now I'm just clicking, left clicking, and dragging here. Make it just a touch before. And why don't we zoom in just a touch too, just to make sure that we're in the right spot. So we're zooming in. And I'm going to pull it back so we can see that we're letting it play just before. So here we are just before. And it starts here. So I'm going to click another dot and put it there. And I'm actually going to go and make this amplitude nice and soft. Now you see that's pretty small. So let's hear how this sounds when we play the song.
And let us not forget Henry David Thoreau, whom any discussion.
So now it's not interfering with the piece. This is what they call ducking. I'm zooming out now by using the Command 3 combination. You can also use Control 3. So now I've got it nice and loud here, and I'd like it to be loud again near the end. So why don't we go to the end here? I will make another click, and I'll also move my playhead down here and then zoom in. So we can zoom in just a bit to make sure that this is going to sound correct. So I've put my dot here. I'm going to click and drag, and I've dragged it to about here. Now we're going to click over here and make the music soar again, make it louder as we get to the end of the piece. So let's go back to our cursor tag, our cursor mouse point, and we're going to click here and let it play.
Before my feet wore a path from my door to the pond side.
That sounds very nice. Now it looks like it's going to continue on a little longer than I would like. However, it looks like there might be a natural break about 10 seconds after my piece is over. And this may be a good portion for me to actually have my credits run, 10 seconds or so. So what I'm going to do is zoom out just a touch. And then I'm going to select all this piece from here to the end. And I'm going to delete it. So now let's hear how this ends. Sounds pretty good. So now I have my piece. As you can see, it's a stereo track here and a mono track, my voice and my audio. My audio swells in the beginning, gets soft underneath the speaking, and then swells at the end only to fade out.